Hi, we are Tom and Michele Weaver from Come to the Table Ministry at Faith Bible Church, located in Southern Maryland. We wanted to share with you today a little bit about our upcoming conference, the dates of the event, the amazing speakers we have scheduled, and a little bit about the topics they will be presenting. As a lot of you know, our ministry is really laser focused on hope and healing from the sexual brokenness and addiction plaguing the church in so many ways, as well as the ripple effects of the brokenness in the individual, the spouse, the coupleship, and the family. As part of our ministry, we walk with those on this journey to redeem what the enemy intended to destroy. We are excited for this year's conference and the fantastic lineup of speakers. We want to share with you the focus of each speaker and some of the topics they will be presenting. This amazing 3-day event will be starting on March 23rd through the 25th. We will kick off Thursday night with some amazing praise and worship. Then the focus will shift into 2 different directions. The main session for women will be with Dr. James Reeves, founding pastor of City on a Hill Church in Fort Worth, Texas, and developer of the Fearless series for women, a series for survivors of sexual abuse. He will share the impact of sexual abuse, pathways for hope and healing, and signs to watch for, and how to protect our young children. Here is a short clip from Dr. James Reeves.
Greetings from the great state of Texas. My name is James Reeves, and I'm the founding pastor of City on a Hill Church 38 years ago in 1984, and we're located right here in Fort Worth, Texas. And I have been invited to come be with you this year at the Come to the Table Conference, March the 23rd through the 25th. And I'm going to be speaking twice at the conference. On Thursday night, specifically, I'm going to be speaking to a women's audience only, and we're going to be talking about the plague of the sexual abuse of women. You see, my church for the last 3 decades has been ministering to survivors of sexual abuse. And so a couple of years ago, as a result of all of those years of ministry doing that kind of work in the local church, I produced and directed a video series called the Fearless Series for Women. And the Fearless Series for Women is a tool that is designed specifically to allow Christian women in their local church to get together and begin this conversation about sexual abuse. We understand that a minimum of 1 in 3 women will experience some form of sexual abuse by the time she's 18 years old. And so many of those women never tell anyone or ever get any help, hope, and healing for that abuse. They tell us that the average age this happens is 9. So that's about 3rd grade. So from between 1 and 18, a minimum of 1 in 3 women that are probably sitting in your local church on Sunday morning have had this experience. So what we're going to do on Thursday night, ladies, I'm really excited about it. I've done this in churches all over the country, is I'm going to show you the first video in the series about the prevalence of sexual abuse. And you're going to get to hear from survivors, Christian survivors, but women also who are now in the work helping other women to talk about how prevalent is this really in our nation. And then you're going to have the opportunity to anonymously ask questions, and I will address those questions. Now, I know you're asking the question in your own mind, what is it? Why is a man producing a series on the sexual abuse of women? Well, I'm going to answer that night because there is a very specific answer to that.
We are so excited for James to come, and I'm hoping he will bring something special for us on Thursday night too. But as the women dive into that difficult topic, the men will gather with Matt Pacheco. Matthew had a wild, exciting, yet horribly broken life. From a professional snowboarder to business owner to pastor counselor, he works with men and couples from around the world, as well as men's ministries and churches on sex addiction, intimacy anorexia, and marital brokenness from infidelity, passivity, porn, and military deployment issues both pre and post. His heart is guided to help you recover your life and your marriage and live a life that's truly fully alive. He is in this fight every day. He's worked with over 5,000 men from 23 different countries and over 2,500 couples. His program is strong and passionate in both conviction and faith, and has helped many couples overcome the sexual battles men face and has led them to marriages that are healthy and in some ways more vibrant than they ever dreamed they could be. Matthew has a master's degree in counseling, addiction, and substance abuse from Liberty University. He is a pastoral counselor and a Colorado State registered psychotherapist, certified sex addiction, intimacy anorexia, partners betrayal trauma counselor from the Dr. Doug Weiss ASAT program. He's trained in 7 other sex addiction programs and 3 other betrayal trauma programs. He received his pastoral ordainment in 2014. Matthew will discuss the dark room, the fear and the shame, and how God uses broken men. So you won't want to miss the amazing opening night. There's something for everyone. You may ask, why sexual abuse when our ministry is more focused on sex addiction and the collateral damage it creates? Well, statistics show that 80% of those struggling with sexual brokenness and addiction were sexually abused in some form before the age of 18. And those abused have a tendency to replay their trauma on other victims or act out sexually with pornography, masturbation, infidelity. Sexual abuse and trauma are also one of the 4 causes of intimacy anorexia.
So Friday afternoon and evening, we will be having a combination of Dr. James Reeves talking the 3-legged recovery of hope, help, and healing, as well as Mo Isom Aiken, a New York Times bestselling author, a nationally sought-after speaker, and a powerful voice rising up for her generation. In her younger years, she was an All-American goalkeeper for the LSU women's soccer team and the first female to train and try out for an SEC men's football team. Her life was riddled with great personal tragedy, of which she will share on Friday. She has the incredible gift and privilege of communicating by authoring books and blogs, speaking all across the country, and engaging the masses on social media. Her 3 books, Wrecked My Life, Journeying from Broken to Bold, Sex, Jesus, and the Conversations the Church Forgot, and Fully Known, An Invitation to True Intimacy with God, have reached tens of thousands of people worldwide, and her message of hope, transformation, and timely, Holy Spirit-led revelation have been featured on countless other platforms. Mo will be speaking multiple times Friday, sharing her story, as well as on topics such as discovering worth at the well, exposing half-truths and surrendering all, reclaiming what's been stolen, and rediscovering true intimacy.
Wow. We sure do have a full lineup. We have a full lineup on Saturday as well with Matt Pacheco, sharing some of his amazing story, some really great teaching on a neurochem study on the sexually addicted brain and the object versus relational reality and how it shifts into addict or intimacy anorexia behaviors. He'll be sharing reliance, trust, and safety in the recovery environment, the biblical call to empathy and forgiveness, what it is or what it is not. And lastly, he'll be talking on rewriting the stories that bind us. Restoration is beautiful. In addition to all these fantastic topics, we'll be having a Q&A session Saturday afternoon. We're so excited for all the content at this year's conference.
So in closing, some logistics. This 3-day event is jam-packed with awesome speakers and messages. Come every day for the conference or come for whatever works for you. Tickets are one price fits all, and the minimal cost for what you will take home. We do offer an early bird discount for tickets bought by February 1st using promo code FIRST100. The exact itinerary will be released soon, and you will have 2 hours for dinner Friday evening to experience local restaurants for approximately 2 hours and return for the evening sessions. And lunches on Saturday is included with your ticket. There will be resource tables in the lobby to purchase items from the speakers as well as from others such as Dr. Doug Weiss, There's Still Hope Ministry, Pure Desire Ministries, Covenant Eyes, and more.
Wow, that's a lot. So we have, for those traveling from out of town, there's abundance of hotels in the area. So for suggested accommodations, click on the accommodations button in our last newsletter. The link's in the show notes below. Share with your churches, your groups, your family, your friends. Share with anybody you can think of. This conference is for everyone. Whether you walk this journey, struggle with sexual integrity, been affected by betrayal or sexual abuse, or want the tools to help others, go to the events tab at tableministry.com or click on the link below in the show notes and get your tickets today. This conference is for people, anyone, ages 16 and up, when they're accompanied by a parent or guardian. There's no hope in silence. Come to the table. We have a seat waiting for you.
See you there. Bye.
Bye-bye.